Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to look at an account that I'm going to open up so everybody can follow it. I just opened it up not too long ago here. We're talking like today. It's a Charles Schwab account is the brokerage I used. This is the account that I opened up. It's just an individual regular account. I'm going to be using this account by your guys' donations. I'll throw it in here. I will manage the account the way that everyone, I'll manage it. You can see what I buy, what I put into it, how I manage it, what my position sizing is, what I'm buying in terms of what sectors, what companies, and I'll describe a little bit of what I'm going to put in here. But if you guys want to donate to the channel, I will put money in here. Those donations, 100% of it, and manage it so you guys can see exactly how I would manage money. Another thing is I'm limited to how much money gets put into it because just like everyone else, it's not like I have unlimited funds to put into a virtual account. This is something that has hard limitations. I've got $300 in donations that I'm going to put into it and show you what I would do with it. Now, in this one, I'm also going to go over some potential picks, what I'm looking for. So I've got in the background here a TradingView account. I'm looking at a wide array of commodities. I mean, that's what's of good value. When priced against stocks, the stock commodity ratio is still very good. If you've been on the channel before, you obviously know that I'm a big commodity bull, precious metals bull. So we're going to go fishing here. We're going to go fishing for some companies. I'll make some comments. I don't know which ones I'll necessarily buy yet, but I can tell you the ones that I'm most interested in and why. The reasoning why is I need to get stuff that will for surely move. I'm not going to be going after high risk plays. I'll be going after what I consider to be low risk, high reward options. So the exploration companies are out of the mix. I'm taking them off the table at this current time because I only have $300 and I want to deploy it into companies that I know that will perform well. Now, I'm going to go over some of those companies that I think that may perform well if you're budget limited. Budget limited meaning I've got $300 to invest here. I'm not going to go gangbusters and go after exploration companies and swing for the fence. It's too risky with too little money. What I want is I want companies that I know will go up, that I will know will capture the move. I want to build that as my base. And if anything, you could do physical precious metals, but I'm going to do this with stocks. But you want to build your physical precious metals, get those up first, physical silver, physical platinum. Those are the two that I like a lot. And then you go into the stocks. Now, looking at stocks, I'm going to dive in here and across a bunch of different sectors and give you the reasoning what I would do with that money. Now, we've got gold and silver, and gold is looking good. It's broken out to the upside here. So gold itself has done well. Yeah, we've got this big wick at the top. But if I were to look at gold and gold's broken out of its pattern here, this is a good spot to be looking for potential investment. This could pull back a little bit, and we might get a really good entry point. So gold and silver and platinum are all in the same type of scenario here where I think they're all of pretty good value here to be looking. They've all got these downtrend line breaks. They've all came up and did a little bit of a pullback. That's typically where I like to buy. What I would be buying in this section would be Sandstorm Gold would be one I'd look at. This thing, and the reason is we've got a nice good support line that we've been dilly-dallying with. It's got a nice good break here. So this is in a good location to be picking up shares. It's a smaller royalty company, and the company is diversified by nature. So it's really a diversified royalty play because they have royalties, a whole bunch, that I think will do well. So Sandstorm Gold's up on the top of my list. Another one that I'd be looking at is Wheaton Precious Metals. Where it is, it's breaking this downtrend line. We're sitting right on top of it, and we've got a nice, good bullish piercing pattern. This here would also be a good one because we're right on top of a monster pattern here that's going to be breaking to the upside, and I think we'll see a massive move coming up. And what's difficult about all these is all these sectors look really good. They all have tons of really good chart patterns. So I have to discern which one I think might be the best. So in those, in gold and silver, I'd look at those two royalties, Sandstorm Gold, Wheaton Precious Metals. Those are the two that I like, just looking off the top. If I didn't mention a company that you guys own, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be invested in it. This is limited money. I want to make sure that I capture the upside, it captures the move, and I don't want to be taking on too much risk. And the royalty company is diversified by nature. So those are two that I'm looking at there. Scrolling on down, what I would buy in the oil and natural gas realm, and you guys can buy ETFs as well if you're looking at it, and I may or may not. But an ETF like XOP is another one that's broken its downtrend, and it's just sitting there with a nice, good bullish engulfing on the last day. We'll see if this breaks. What I would choose is probably Crew Energy, CWEGF. That is one I've been buying here recently. I bought in at 250 in my own accounts. I would also be looking at this account to acquire Crew Energy. Crew Energy also has broken its long-term downtrend, and it's just above it. This thing, when it breaks, guys, it's going to go, all these companies are going to go ridiculous, in my opinion, at some point very soon. So that's the one that I would choose. And there's a whole bunch of good ones to choose from, but Crew Energy is probably one of my top picks. Looking at the energy service companies, perhaps maybe a Tidewater. It's broken its downtrend here. It's still incredibly low. This one looks really good for a potential move higher. I don't know how to buy MRM, MMA Offshore. This would be another one that looks really good. There was another one that someone was talking about. I don't think I put it in the right location, though. It's called, oh, right here. It's called McCoy Global. This one also looks really interesting. It is way down. It's broken its downtrend. It's been trending sideways, and it's broken this pattern coming down as well. So McCoy Global might be another one that I'll look at, MCCRF. Scrolling back up, those are the energy service companies that I'd be looking at right now. Looking at coal, New Hope Corporation looks really good for coal. The reason being is you've got this big long downtrend, and it's got a low, a higher low, and then it's breaking this downtrend line. I like buying on the breaks over here, and right now it's at $1.90, but it looks like it's starting to take off a little bit. But this one looks really good, New Hope Coal. Yan Coal, I've talked about this before when it was down a little bit more down here. It's already starting to take off. It's broken out of its massive pattern. This thing looks like it's ready to launch. So that's another one. I probably won't be buying that one just because it's already starting to move. This guy's still inside of its pattern, Whitehaven Coal. Now looking at some of the uranium stuff, URNM, the ETF, is looking quite insanely good. A nice strong finish here. This looks like it's putting in a bottom. It's still really low, so uranium looks quite good as well. Which one would I choose of uranium if I had to choose a company? I kind of like Forces Metals. It's down here. It's got a lot of pop. That's one I would kind of look at. It's got a lot of risk, though, so I probably wouldn't necessarily choose that. I'd almost choose URNM over that if I'm constrained with the money. But UROY might be one that I would buy down here. UROY is a uranium royalty corporation. You know how I like my royalty corporation companies. This is probably the one that I would buy. Too bad I couldn't get it, down here. In my own personal accounts, I bought it down here. I bought it here where these circles are at. They're both bullish engulfing patterns. Sometimes they come up, they come back almost to the bottom there, and then they take off. So I bought in my account in those two sections. So those are the ones I really like. Encore Energy is also one of my ones that I do like. Maybe I'll look at that. But I only have so much money, and I can't just buy all this. I'm a kid in a candy store, guys. But those are the ones that I would look at. Scrolling on down, maybe a COPX. This thing is broken. It's broken its pattern to the upside. This looks like it wants to run. That would be a very good pick there. You could go with a Russian company that's gotten absolutely mutilated. I don't know if I'd be willing to risk that at this time. Remember, I only have $300 to deploy. So I think I would probably choose COPX to capture this area. Another one that looks really good is REMX, the Rare Earth Metals ETF. This would be one I would be buying right on this break here. So this is another one that I would probably look at into buying, and I probably wouldn't do any of the individual companies here. I just don't feel comfortable putting so little money into one that could have such a high risk or high impact to the portfolio. Looking at these other ones, I like Hovnanian. This guy's down right now. It's got $91 a share, so it'd be a large purchase for how much I own. And actually, what is REMX? REMX is valued at $110. So it'd take 30% if I were to buy one share of it. But Hovnan's also one that looks pretty interesting with a large break of this, or large resistance line that could break eventually. And then another one I really like is IPI. This is a fertilizer energy service company. You've got the big long-term downtrend break that just broke that downtrend line. We've got another resistance line it's about to break. It's turtle heading out. And this is one that I really loaded up in here recently. And it looks like it's breaking to the upside here. It's looking quite strong. IPI looks really good. Another one I really like is Mosaic. This chart pattern looks ridiculous for a monster move, where it could end up maybe all the way up in the $500 range eventually, as this thing goes all the way back to the top here. A monster move could be ahead of it. So those are the ones that I'm looking at. There's another couple that I like. CENX, I think, was one that I was looking at. This has a breakout for aluminum. That's a nice breakout there. It is moving on higher. That looks really good. So does ACH, Aluminum Corporation of China Limited, looks really good. This guy's breaking its pattern to the upside. This is another one I like right there. And then Vedanta Limited. This is another one that's breaking to the upside. Lots of power behind this thing. You're probably going to see this thing rocket as well. So those are the ones that I'm looking at, guys. Those are the companies. And what I'll probably do, depending on how much, I mean, obviously, if you guys want to donate more, I can fling this thing out a little bit wider if you want to watch these companies. But I'll buy a little bit of each, as little as I can. I might buy a share of each. And then if more money comes in, I'll show you what I would do with that each time. So if you guys want to know what I would do with the money, just donate to the channel. I'll just throw it in this account and we'll keep going. I'll donate myself into the channel. And obviously, it's my account, so it's the channel's account, so to speak. So it'll be visible to everyone. I'll give updates real time on when I put it in that day, or when I'm going to put it in the day before or day after. So I'll keep everyone up to date on it. Those are the companies that, to me, look like I would go into right now. Those are the ones that are piquing my interest. So COPX, XOP, and REMX, and URNM for ETFs. Royalty companies, WPM and SAND. Those are two precious metals royalty companies that I would be looking at this second. For aluminum, I would look at CENX and ACH. Those are the two that have my interest. Looking at the home builder, Hovnanian, HOV. UROY in uranium, if I were to pick up a royalty company. And notice that I'm sticking to ETFs and royalty companies with the amount. I'm trying to build a base, and I can't take on too much risk in an individual company. So that's probably where I'll end up in some of these companies, either in ETFs or royalty companies. The downtrends have been broken on this. The patterns are all breaking to the upside. We're probably going to see a monster move coming here very soon. And I'm glad to share this monster move with everybody. You'll be able to see it in the account. If you guys want to donate, it's below in the description link. If you want to donate and have me buy certain companies for everyone to track it, you can put in the comment section in the donation if you want to. Just say buy these shares, and I'll buy it. It doesn't matter to me. And then obviously, we had a couple people donate to the channel, so thank you for donating. I appreciate it. It's going to help everyone, I think, be able to build a better portfolio. And I'm going to take minimal amounts of money to lock in when I would be buying these companies. So I'm not going to be buying a whole bunch of shares. I'll buy like 1 or 2 shares. I'll try to get it all out so you can see the companies of when I'd be buying it, and you guys can track it. If you guys like this content, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.